Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss a question. Let's read the question. If A, B and C are distinct positive real numbers such that A plus B plus C is equal to 1, then prove that this is the thing which we need to prove now. Think for some time and try the proof. See the thing what I have written now. I applied AM-GM inequality 2 times. In one time I took the terms as 1 plus A, 1 plus B, 1 plus C, and whereas we are having A plus B plus C is equal to the value which was given here. So by introducing that into the quantity, we have 4 by 3 greater than cube root of 1 plus A into 1 plus B into 1 plus C. And also applying AM-GM inequality on A plus B, B plus C, C plus A. Then we get similarly 2 by 3 greater than cube root of A plus B into B plus C into C plus A. Now we are cubing both the equations and dividing them. Then we get what was written in the down. We get 1 plus A into 1 plus B into 1 plus C upon 1 minus A into 1 minus B into 1 minus C less than 8. Here you should observe one thing, that A plus B plus C is equal to 1. So A plus B is equal to 1 minus C. That is what I substituted here. And what was the proof which we need to do is the part which LHS part which was there at here. That was one of the thing. But the observation is what we have got in the proof at here was against the inequality, which was the thing which we need to prove. So there was a mistake here. That's why we are getting it wrong. Find out what was the mistake at here. You already know the maximum of the numerator is 64 by 27 after cubing. The maximum of the denominator is 8 by 27. Similarly, this maximum happen only when A equal to B equal to C. Now if A, B, C are not equal, that is in the question they mentioned that A, B, C are distinct. The numerator is less than becomes the maximum. The denominator also becomes less than its maximum. So your big question is, which one gets smaller faster? What happens next? Since the denominator shrinks more, is further from its maximum, the ratio gets larger than the ratio of these maximum values. So you cannot just divide both the sides by maximum values directly to compare the ratio. Instead, you should reverse the inequality or analyze carefully to see the ratio actually increases. So in summary, if numerator is nearer to maximum but denominator is far less than maximum tending, then numerator by denominator is greater than maximum numerator by maximum denominator. So before adjusting the inequality, you should always observe this type of things. Not like directly keeping the same inequality after division. So you should carefully observe this kind of things. So to observe this one which was mentioned in the summary, you should substitute values, or you can intuition do it this way. Practical tip: always check how close numerator and denominator are to their maximum. If numerator is more stable or closer to maximum, then denominator expect the ratio to be larger than the numerator divided by maximum denominator. So your inequality sign may reverse from what a naive maximum by maximum ratio suggests. This is the thing which I was discussed with till now. So observe with some example. dividing inequalities. If A greater than B greater than 0 and C greater than D greater than 0. So not only the thing of inequalities which we should take care, but also the quantities which were there, they are positive or not also, it is our duty to check. Here in our example, as A, B, C are distinct positive real numbers was mentioned. So 1 plus A is positive, 1 plus B is positive, 1 plus C is positive, so LHS is positive in that one. Similarly, A plus B is positive, B plus C is positive, C plus A is also positive, which we got from 1 minus A, which is B plus C. So here also LHS is positive. So now see here, you cannot conclude A by C is what to B by D. Why? Because the ratio depends on relative rates of change, not just separate bounds. When is division safe? To safely divide A by C greater than B by D, you need both A greater than B greater than C greater than 0 and C less than D. That is denominator smaller on the left, making the overall ratio bigger. This is the thing which we should observe in our example which we have taken here. Or use cross multiplication also. A by C greater than B by D, AD greater than BC. So we can always think in the way of cross multiplication also. This makes our part so easy. So check that directly instead of dividing. So how do we know the denominator gets smaller faster? Think of the terms. The numerator is 1 plus A into 1 plus B into 1 plus C. Each piece is like 1 plus something. That one helps keeps the number from getting too small. It gives a cushion. The denominator is A plus B into B plus C into C plus A. These are just sums of the variables. There is no constant added in as like previously 1. So if the variables are a little uneven, the whole expression gets much smaller. A simple analogy. Imagine you have 3 people sharing money. The numerator is like each person has $1 plus a bit extra. The denominator is like each person only has a bit extra, no fixed $1 dollar. Now if one person gets more and another gets less, so the numerator stays pretty stable. In this example, still has at least $1, but the denominator can drop a lot because no constant was added to it. Here, someone might end up with a very little. The numerator doesn't drop much, the denominator drops more. The same thing we have observed in our example. So this is our mistake which we are doing while placing the inequality at last after cubing and dividing. So you should change the inequality. So in this method also we will get the correct answer only. But you should take care about the sign of the inequality after dividing. How to take care of it? Based on the rate of change of the denominator and numerator. After division you should keep the inequality. So this way you should take care for getting the correct answer. So there is one more method to do the proof of this question. This was exactly what we should do, but the first method was also correct, but you should care about inequality sign at last step when you are dividing it. Here A plus B plus C is equal to 1, which was given in the question. Now A is equal to 1 minus B minus C. 1 plus A is equivalent to 1 minus B plus 1 minus C. We added 1 on both sides and we are clubbing 1 minus B, 1 minus C. And we are applying AM-GM inequality for A 1 minus B and 1 minus C terms. So 1 minus B plus 1 minus C is greater than 2 root over 1 minus B into 1 minus C. We are not kept equality sign because B is not equal to C. As it is mentioned in the question, A, B, C are distinct positive real numbers. Similarly, 1 plus B is greater than 2 root over 1 minus c into 1 minus a, and 1 plus c is greater than 2 root over 1 minus a into 1 minus b. Now we are multiplying. For multiplication, the inequality remains same. Only in the case of division, we should take care about the inequality sign based on the rates of changes which we have discussed here. Multiplying, then we get 1 plus a into 1 plus b into 1 plus c greater than 8 times of 1 minus a into 1 minus b into 1 minus c, or getting to the LHS part, as 1 minus a into 1 minus b into 1 minus c is positive, so we can bring to the LHS under division, which we have discussed previously. So now we have proved accordingly 1 plus a into 1 plus b into 1 plus c divided by 1 minus a into 1 minus b into 1 minus c is greater than 8. Conclusion. Hope you understood the correct methods for this question and rectified your mistake. Please like, share and subscribe our channel. Happy learning. Thanking you.